Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you everything you need to be able to charge your battery in camera and also power your camera using an external power supply. Now with the Olympus E-M1 Mark III, they've included a USB C charging port so that we can now charge the battery in camera, but we're also supposed to be able to power the camera using an external power source, whether it's a power bank or maybe we have an AC adapter. And I really took USB-C charging for granted because I have so many USB-C devices, whether it's my cell phone or tablet or laptop. I have several battery chargers over there and microphones, all charged with USB-C. I said, okay, I have everything I need to go ahead and start using this camera, charging the camera's battery in camera and also being able to power the camera using an external power source because I have power banks, etc., and cables. So the first thing I did was, okay, great. So I took one of my power banks that I have and I took one of my charging cables, and I like to buy red charging cables because I know they're for charging, not necessarily for data. And turn the power bank on. And then of course the camera is off and we have the USB-C charging port here on the side that I'll turn on. And when I plug it in, you'll notice down here on the bottom right, the little orange light comes on, and that confirms that this power bank is now charging the battery in camera. And I'm like, okay, so far so good. Now, let me turn the camera on. And I get this little menu, and I scroll down to USB PD, which means USB power delivery, and I'll click OK. And now the camera says one moment, so I'm waiting, and nothing happens. So I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. So I went into the manual, so let me turn this off, and I found out that I need a power bank that is USB-C power delivery compatible. So oh, okay, fine. So I have an old power bank. So let me unplug all this. And I went online and I bought a 10,000 milliamp USB-C power delivery compatible. Just like in the manual that is said in the Olympus manual. It's like 9 volt 2 amp, 15 volt 1 amp, something like that. But the specs matched exactly. I'll put them up here. So I also got a USB-C to USB-C cable that's able to handle 9 volt 2 amp, 15 volt 1 amp, etc. I plug this in. And just like before, I get the little orange light, lets me know that this power bank is comfortably charging the battery's camera, or the camera's battery. And then I turn the power supply on, or the camera on, scroll down to USB PD, hit OK. And now I get a little different message. It says 9 volt 2 amps, 1 moment. So I'm like, okay, good. So far so good, right? How long does this take though? So I waited and waited. All right, now the camera blinked, and now I'm thinking, is the camera being powered by the external power supply or not? Because I have the little battery icon up here. And then when I look at the power supply, the 3 LED lights that are here turned off. So that tells me that the power bank is switched off and it's not powering the camera. And I confirmed this with one of my USB meters here. So I couldn't figure out what was going on at this point. But it turns out that the USPD, or power delivery protocol, the camera tells the power supply through the cable how much it wants or what it needs. And apparently this power supply didn't have enough power to power the camera, or there was some other spec that's not compatible. Hence, the camera turned the power supply off and then went back to battery mode. And so again, this power supply will charge the camera's battery, but it will not power the camera to run indefinitely or as long as there's power in this power bank. So I did a little research, and I found on Olympus's website they do recommend a certain power supply and AC adapter that'll work with the E-M1X and the E-M1 Mark III. And this is it here. It's an Anker, I think they call it a PowerCore, 26,000 milliamp, 45 watt power delivery compatible power bank. Also included with this is a 60 watt AC adapter, which you can also use to power the camera or charge the battery in camera. But this also recharges the power bank, so you need this to charge the power bank, recharge the power bank. And it'll recharge this power bank from dead to full in about 3 hours. So it's pretty fast. Also included is the proper USB-C to USB-C cable. So this is properly rated to handle the 45 watts, 3 amps or 5 amps, whatever it is that comes out of this power supply. It comes with the power supply. And I'll put links down below to some other compatible cables, because this one's only about 3 feet. So if you want to power through an AC adapter, you may want a little longer one than 3 feet. So I'll put links down below to those cables. But let's go ahead and see what happens when I plug this in. So I'm going to plug this one in here and turn the camera off. And I'm going to plug in to the USB-C port. And again, we have the orange light come on, which is wonderful. And then this power bank has little LED lights in the power button here that come on to let you know how much it's charged and that it's actually on. So now when I turn the camera on, I can scroll down, select USB PD, click OK, and see how quickly that went away. I mean, it briefly showed 1 moment and 9 volt 3 amp. And then you'll also notice here in the top right corner that the battery icon is not there now. And then when I look at the power bank, I also see all of the LED lights are on. So that tells me that the power bank is delivering power to the camera and that the camera is now running off of this power bank. And with 26,000 milliamps, I would imagine it might be 25,800, but you know, right up there. You can probably run this camera for 10 or 12 hours off this one power bank at least. I've also tested this AC adapter. I plugged the AC adapter into the wall. I plugged the USB-C cable that came with this power supply into the AC adapter, then into the camera. And again, I got the orange light for charging when the camera's off. And then when I turn the camera on, I got the same brief message, 1 moment, 9 volt 3 amps. And then it goes right into the live view with no battery icon. So that tells me that this power adapter is also able to power this camera. So there you have it. And also let me just show you one other thing that saves a little time is if you go into the menu and you go down to the custom menu and then go into the, let's see, I think it's D4. Yeah, oh, let me unplug the cable. It won't let me do it while it's plugged in. We'll go back in, go into the menu, and in USB mode, instead of auto, I'm just going to set this to USB PD. So that, now when I plug in the cable, I'll wait for the orange light, and then I'll turn the camera on. Now it'll just automatically go into powering the camera instead of me scrolling down to select. I just found that was a little easier. All right, so just a couple other notes. I wanted to see how long this charger would take to charge the battery and camera, and it took about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And make sure you only use Olympus original batteries, because I have not found a third-party battery that's worth anything. And what's the real danger of charging batteries in camera is these generic batteries tend to swell up and potentially explode. So if you're going to be charging in camera, definitely only use Olympus original batteries. Also, this device is this power bank is compatible with a lot of other devices, like laptops and tablets and cell phones, etc. So this is not going to be a one-trick pony for you. This is going to be very, very useful for a lot of other things. And it's really well made. I mean, this is an all-metal case. It's really solid. It comes with a pouch, which is kind of nice. Nothing special. The AC adapter, 60 watt, and a proper cable. And that's pretty much it. So just remember, this power bank works with the E-M1X, the E-M1 Mark III, and also it'll charge the E-M5 Mark III battery in camera, but that camera doesn't have the ability to run off an external power supply, but you can charge the battery in camera using this.